I'd like to say welcome back to 2012-13. And today is for welcoming new faculty members and staff. After a short talk by me, we'll take some time to socialize. We're changing this up, and we're going to try to finish it in an hour, but put your note, we're starting 5 minutes late. I worry about that because I'm coming at the end, but I want to meet this time, and we're committed to doing that. To keep us on time, we wanted somebody who knew how to get things done. Debbie Bales.
Just pretend that I have a hook. I'll just do this. I have the honor of introducing our speakers today. And the first speaker that we have is Dale Lendrum. I saw him come in from the president of the Associated Student Council. Come on up, Dale.
Thank you, Debbie. Forgive me, I reserve the right to dress as a student occasionally, and today is one of those days. My name is Dale Lendrum, and I have the distinct pleasure and privilege of serving as student body president for the 2012-2013 term. On behalf of the Student Activities Office, the International and Intercultural Student Programs, and the Associated Students of Golden West College, welcome. I'd also like to welcome especially the newest members of the Golden West College community. We wish you all the best this year, and we look forward to getting to know you all a little bit better throughout the year. Nearly half a century ago, founding college president Dr. R. Dudley Boyce encouraged us to let change be the tradition. Some years later, Dr. Iglesias, former college president, invited us to let change be the challenge. Today, I would offer that we also let challenge be the tradition. Early in my term as president last year, I asked Scott Lay from the Community College League of California just how much of a negative effect a lack of funding has had and continues to have on higher education. And I found his response to be most interesting. He said, "Dale, not as much as the lack of priority given to education finance, and in there lies the biggest challenge." You see, the promise of education that most of you had is not the same promise that we have today, but we strive for that same promise. So this academic year, our student leaders will travel to the far corners of the state to carry the message that now is the time to make education finance a top priority. Now is the time to get California back on its feet by investing in today's students who are tomorrow's leaders. This academic year, we will challenge ourselves to provide more funding and support for deserving programs on campus. This academic year, we will strengthen our commitment to a sustainable culture both on campus and soon with the Huntington Beach Chamber of Commerce. This academic year, we are working closely with Professor Warren Carter to bring what we believe to be the first internet radio and television station run by students to this district. It will allow our student government to work hand in hand with tomorrow's media masters who are today's students. But more importantly, this academic year, we would like to acknowledge your commitment to ensuring that our students have the very best educational services possible. Having worked with many of you over the years, and it seems wrong to say that as a student, I know the challenges that were placed upon your doorsteps, and I was aware of the hard choices and the sacrifices that were made. And because of that, when students come to me and ask me what is being done about all that we are experiencing as students, I can proudly and honestly say everything humanly possible, and with your help, just a little bit more. So have a great year, be blessed, and thank you very much.
Okay, next up we'll hear from Bob Fay, president of the CFE.
Hi, Bob Fay, Executive Director, Coast Federation of Educators. We represent faculty who teach 7.5 or more LHE per semester. The main function of a labor union is to negotiate and enforce one of these, a collective bargaining agreement. And I have our current one in my hand, and it says August 11, 2011 through June 30, 2012. Do not fret. This does not expire on the date that it says it expires until a new contract is negotiated. This stays in effect. And we are currently negotiating with the district, and lots of fun there. That's all I'll say about that. Now for our group activities. Please repeat after me. Yes on 30. No on 32. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, John Dunham. Is John Dunham here? Oh, you're way up there. From Coast CCA, I'm not saying any more titles because they're not written down here.
Hi, I'm John Dunham. I'm the outgoing president of Coast CCA. We are the union representing part-time instructors working fewer than 7.5 LHE. And I could say all the same primary responsibility as Bob just mentioned for our constituency. I just want to say a couple words about who we are. First of all, how many part-timers do we have in the room? Okay, I'm talking to somebody. That's good. So who we are the members. And at the end of last semester, we had about 851 unit members in our organization. The work we do is done by a combination of the executive board and the active members. So the more active members we have, the more work we can get done. The things that we really want to accomplish, we have the same basic responsibilities, but our overarching reason for existing is to try to improve the professional experience of part-time instructors. And we would like to do that in any way we can. And so I just would like you all to feel free to contact any of us at any time. The website is coastcca.com or coastcca.org. Either one works. All of our contact information is on there. And we don't know all the answers, but we probably know someone who knows the answers. So feel free to contact us, and we'll help you any way we can. Thank you.
Okay, you may have guessed it. Next will be Ann Nicholson from Classified Union.
Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome all the new faculty and part-time faculty. We have new managers and administrators, and I realized there are only transfers for classified. We don't have any new classified, but that's how it goes, I guess. In thinking about that, I'd like to take a moment to give kudos to the classified that are still here with us. They've been working extra hard and filling in a lot of holes and gaps that have been left by all the employees who have left us due to retirement or finding other positions. And so I'd like to give a shout out to all those classified and thank them for their hard work that they've been doing. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, now let's welcome Jim Marino, President of the Board of Trustees.
What a nice crowd. Thank you. Chancellor, staff, President Brian, it's a new year. It's a new start. And we're all here with bright, shiny faces, or however that poem goes. But there's a lot that goes on in our district that's behind the scenes and that folks are working hard at. And I want to introduce some of the people that work hard. I'd like to introduce Vice President Mary Hornbuckle from the board. Our board clerk, Dr. Lorraine Prinsky. And we have a new addition to our board office, and that's Julie Frazier Matthews. She comes to us. Come on, stand up. There you go. She's our new board secretary. She's got over 20 years in public administration experience. She came from the city of San Bernardino, and there she served as a senior education policy and initiatives advisor to elected officials advocating for education policy reform in Sacramento and Washington, D.C. So she comes with a lot of experience. She's fitting right in. She's providing some real good leadership and office management, and we're very lucky to have her. And that's a real plus not only for our office, but for the district. Everybody knows how tough it's been the last 3 or 4 years. We've taken some major hits, and we would not be here today if it wasn't for the efforts that you all are making and each of our campuses are making. It's really important to see how everybody is pulled together to work with as little as we have, but since I've been on the board, since 2006, we've graduated over 25,000 students, and over 5,000 students district-wide have received certificates, and that would not happen if it wouldn't be for efforts like you all make every day. So I want to thank you. I want to welcome you back. I want to say hi to my old friend over there, Ron, and just have a good year. Provide the services that you do and the classes for these students, because they're getting out there into the world that is really tough, and we experience it on the campus. So what you do every day is preparing people to face some of the things that you've had to face, and you're an example of how things can come together and we can get out of this. So thank you again. Thank you for your service, and thank you for working for our students. Thank you so much.
Okay, now we'll hear from our Chancellor, Dr. Andrew Jones.
Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. A lot better. Look, I just want to spend a few minutes. First of all, I want to acknowledge our new family members, our new staff, and also, like Ann, I want to thank our classified staff in particular for the effort that they have mounted over the years. But it has not been an effort solely in any employee classification. I think it's been a universal effort. And it reminds me of a quote Will Rogers is credited with, and he said, even if you're on the right track, you'll still get run over if you stand still. And I think that's pretty much where we are in the district. We're on the right track. We don't have the resources that we need. We don't control what happens at the state level. We don't control how people will vote for Proposition 30 or 32 or 30, whatever it is. But we do control one very, very important asset, and that's intellectual capital. We've got an awful lot of intellectual capital. And I believe if we direct our intellectual capital towards solving our problems, we stay on the right track, we redouble our efforts, and we stay focused. It really doesn't matter about all the things we don't control, because in the end, we can overcome them. So I'm going to ask all of you to make a commitment to do what you always do, but perhaps at the next highest level, and that is a commitment to our students, a commitment to student success, and at the same time, look out for each other. And so I'll end by saying what I often say: thank you for what you've done, thank you for what you're doing, but more importantly, thank you for what you're going to do.
Now I'm going to turn it over to our Vice President, Janet Houlihan. It's too long.
Fair enough. I think it's important before I get started here that I acknowledge Debbie. Debbie is our Manager of the Year, and she's doing a phenomenal job today, so thank you. So I have the distinct pleasure today of announcing or introducing to you the new classified folks on campus, and transfer, not whatever, they're still new, they're doing a phenomenal job, you're absolutely right, as well as the new managers to campus as well. So I asked, just for the sake of time, I'm going to read through a little bit of their bio. I'll ask them to stand, and if we can just do a quick clap, and then we'll kind of move it along, because I think it was 10 minutes, and I want to make sure I stick to my part so he can still have his part. First off, John Arnold. Can you guys see that? Okay. John is our new public safety training coordinator. He grew up in Southern California, and he's extremely proud of his public safety law enforcement career, where he has helped increase the safety, security, and effectiveness of the agencies that he has served with. He's been married to his wife, Becky, for 30 years, not quite, I guess, as of October. And they have a married daughter and a 20-year-old son who's attending college. He enjoys mountain biking, playing golf, and spending time with his family. John? Two claps. Next we have Christina Benavides, and I don't know that Christina knows this, but is she here? Oh. I actually worked with your mother when I was a student assistant in admissions and records here on campus. So she's wonderful, so I'm sure you are as well. Christina Benavides, admissions and records technician 2. Born and raised in Orange County, currently living in Corona, and was previously working at Orange Coast College. She has her bachelor's in history. She's a mother of a 6-month-old, married for 3 years, and she loves scrapbooking and card making. Would you like to stand for me? Next is Becky Bernard. She's the secretary in the Arts and Letters Division. She transferred also from Orange Coast College back in July. She worked in the Disabled Students Center at Orange Coast for 15 years. Raised in Huntington Beach, she attended both OCC and Golden West College. She lives in Fountain Valley with her husband, George, 1 son, 2 daughters, and 3 dogs. She loves to camp, hike, ride motorcycles, and explore the desert in their Jeep. Becky? Chad Bowman is our new ACE director, which is disabled students on this campus. Born and raised in Orange County, down in Lake Forest, joining Golden West from Cal Poly Pomona, where he worked on the TRIO grant for 6 years, and before that, Santa Ana College, where he was a DSP&S specialist. First-generation college student with a master's in counseling from Cal State Long Beach, and currently being all but dissertation, is that okay? ABD, got it. In educational leadership, doctorate focusing on higher education at USC, fight on. I think there's some UCLA people, but I'll let that go. Married for 10 years, father of 2, Morgan, who's 4.5, and Ryder, who's 1, and 2 dogs, which are pugs. Has a long background and bachelor's in theater arts, and enjoys plays, musicals, movies, and music, an entertainer at heart, which you'll have to perform for us. You shouldn't have put that out, or we'll have to work on that one. Currently working on his dissertation on universal design in higher education, looking at faculty perceptions, experience of implementation, and outcomes. He has a passion for students, equity, and access, and being an agent for change in higher education. Welcome, Chad. And Susie, I just now got this right, so I hope I don't butcher it. Susana Castellanos Galleno, oh man, I almost had it. Who is the administrative assistant to the vice president of student success. Born in Guadalajara, Mexico, raised in California since she was 7 years old. Recently completed her master's in business administration from National University. Just started her doctorate program in educational leadership at USC. Fight on, okay. Has a 5-year-old son named Rudy, who calls himself Yo-Yo. Volunteers for the U.S. Army National Guard as battalion coordinator for the 40th Brigade Support Battalion in the city of Bell, representing over 1,500 family dependents. Susie, welcome. Dr. Claudia Lee, who is our interim dean of CTE. She lives in Long Beach. She grew up in Southern California, earned her EDD from UCLA. Got a lot more support. Designed and implemented SLO and program review modules in Curricunet, taught for over 10 years at all levels. Married and mother of two, Jonah, 2 years old, and Yuri is 9 months, both adopted from Korea. Yuri coming home next year. It's excellent. Husband is an engineer at Raytheon. Claudia is an avid reader, enjoys good wine and good food, loves traveling and spending time with family and close friends. Welcome, Dr. Lee. Nikki Fan is the Division Area Office Coordinator for the CTE Division. She was born in Malaysia, hometown in San Dimas, California, received her AA degree at Golden West College and then transferred to Cal State Fullerton. Started at GWC as a student assistant in 2000. She feels that she would not be in the position that she's in if it wasn't for the support of her Golden West family. Nikki believes that she works with the most amazing people and looks forward to the next 30-plus years at Golden West. Tita Pak Bruno is the Secretary Senior for Public Safety here on campus. She was born in Cambodia and came to the U.S. in 1975 to escape the war at the age of 12 years old, and didn't speak a word of English but spoke fluent French, Cambodian, and Vietnamese. Tita's first glimpse of the U.S. was Camp Pendleton in Oceanside, California. Although she hasn't been back to Cambodia, she plans to take her kids there in a couple of years. A Bachelor of Science in Business from Cal State Long Beach, worked at the OCC One Stop Center for 6 years. She has 2 wonderful kids, a 16-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter. A car accident claimed her husband's life 7 years ago, but you have your kids to remind you of him. Actively involved with raising awareness of breast cancer and leukemia, and organizes a blood drive every year through the City of Hope. Welcome, Tita. Steve Skilly is our financial aid director. Steve lives in Long Beach, California. He had a 3.88 GPA and majored in psychology at Cal State Long Beach. Entire final 2 semesters, 4.0 GPA. Congratulations. Married 9 years to wife Heather, has 2 sons, Owen age 5 and Carter age 2. He enjoys all sports, but he still plays ice hockey and soccer himself. Welcome, Steve. Paul Wisner is our Fiscal Services Director. He told me this morning that he was from a small town some of you may know of called Los Angeles, and that he migrated to Orange County in the late 70s after brief stops in the Bay Area and Inland Empire. He is a graduate of community college. He says the one in the one in Costa Mesa, not Orange Coast. He wasn't sure whether he could say that or not. And Cal State Fullerton. He has worked in the Coast District for 22 years and is glad to be back at Golden West for the second time. He's been married to his wife Debbie for 23 years and has 3 children, ages 11, 11, and 9. Paul enjoys his kids' year-round sporting activities where he can be found coaching, refereeing, or yelling from the sidelines. Welcome, Paul. I would now like to introduce Dr. Fabian McPhail-Naples, and she'll introduce our faculty.
This one? Yeah, there you go. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Janet. As many of you know, Janet has completed almost 27 years in the Coast District, 14 here at Golden West. She's looking pretty good for a young woman, right? Today, I want to welcome you all back and to recognize faculty, both tenured and new, to our campus. We will begin by recognizing faculty who completed tenure this past year. And if you could please stand so we can recognize you. Alice Chu from Accounting. Nikki Plaster, Biological Science. Catherine Green, Chemistry. James Almy, Chemistry. Joan Christie, cosmetology. Jimmy Wynn, counseling. Leilani Johnson, kinesiology. Kyle Kopp, kinesiology. Congratulations. This past year, we initiated a service learning partnership with CSU Fullerton. Our goal this year is to have 500 students participate in 5 community-based projects in Orange County this fall. Fran Faraz has coordinated the following faculty to engage in service learning. Fran, if you're here, can you and the following faculty please stand so that we may recognize you and your students' participation? Susan Nobby, Warren Carter, Yolanda Duenas, Nancy Fong, Connie Martin, Rebecca Morgan, Osvaldo Nieves, Lisa Taylor, and Raina Walzinger. Thank you. There is a click moment, a moment that changes one's life where fate turns our way, a moment that we can look back and say, that is when it started. That is where my life changed and I encountered a new beginning. Well, today I have the honor of welcoming our new faculty members to the Golden West family. Please come forward as I call your name. John Kasabian. He's our new faculty member in automotive technology. There he is. John was a teacher at Laura High School in Anaheim. He was the winner of the Orange County Automobile Dealers Association Regional Technology Competition. He earned the 2nd place in the nation during his 2nd year of teaching, and he's a newlywed. Congratulations. You want to stand up here? You can stay up here. Ana Maria Crescimano. She's in, some of the faculty are still in class. She is a new faculty member in biology. She will be teaching anatomy. She's from New York, has a new PhD in engineering. She sat on the Academic Senate for 2 years, mother of 3, grandmother of 1, and a volunteer at the Costa Mesa Empty Pantry. Jennifer Wilcox. Thank you. She's a native of Orange County, and she grew up in San Clemente, attended Saddleback College with an MA in chemistry from UCI. She has been an environmental consultant, married, and she is the mother of a precious dog, Henry. Christian Rakatanian, a new faculty member in computer science. He is from Grand Terrace, which is a small community in the county line between Riverside and San Bernardino. He's a web developer and expert in creating data structures and SLOs. He's married and the father of 2 doctors and 1 lawyer, and he feels set for life. Welcome. Sunshine McLean. Sunshine is a Huntington Beach resident. She has a BA in history and an MA in history. She rides and jumps horses at the Huntington Beach Aquarium Center, and she got married this summer in Hawaii. Congratulations. Kathy Kim Van Lee. Kathy grew up in Garden Grove. She's a transfer student from OCC to UCLA. She has a BA in political science and an MA in history. UCLA. She's a first-generation college student, enjoys international travel and Bikram yoga. Welcome. Lindsay Lewis. Hi, Lindsay. Lindsay is from Fullerton. She has a BA in applied mathematics and an MA in mathematics from CSU Fullerton. She is also an expert in math anxiety and an expert in supplemental instruction and strategies for student success. She's married and she has Jack Russell, the terrier that's on the screen with her. Welcome. Our next faculty member in mathematics is John Dunham. John is from Costa Mesa. He attended Golden West as a physics major under Dr. Conrad Stein and the late Bernie Gilpin. He has a BS in physics from UCLA and MS in math from Cal State Long Beach. He's married and the parent of a 14-year-old son and 11-year-old daughter. Welcome, John. Amy Thatch. Amy grew up in South Orange County. She has an MSN in nursing from UCLA. She conducted clinical research with pharmaceutical companies. She's had private practice as a nurse practitioner, and she's the mother of 3, ages 7, 6, and 4. She enjoys digital scrapbooking, cross-stitching, and, oh my goodness, P90X. Ava Marianati. I hope I pronounced your name right. She's also a new faculty member in nursing, along with Amy. Born in California, she spent most of her life in Brazil. Nursing is a second career. She has a PhD in biological science, married and the mother of 2, and volunteered for the Illumination Foundation. Philosopher Noah Levin grew up in Anaheim. He is, of course, a philosopher and leads a nonprofit organization, The Game Think Shop. He is the father of the world's most deviously cute daughter and enjoys using games as a teaching tool. Welcome, Noah. Dr. Tammy Tron. She's our new faculty member in Vietnamese. She has a PhD in TESOL, advisor for the Vietnamese Students Association, the mother of 1. She is in the partner of the Association of Vietnamese Language and Culture Schools in Southern California. She's a member of the board of organizers for annual professional development training conference, and she enjoys badminton, jogging, biking, and cuisine. Welcome, Tammy. And last but not least is Andrea Lane from counseling. She has a 1-year appointment. She is a Huntington Beach resident. She has an MA in Human Resources and an MA in Educational Counseling. She climbed a glacier in Iceland this summer and enjoys running, cycling, and stand-up paddleboarding. We are so lucky to have you. Welcome. Thank you. And now I have the pleasure of introducing President West, who will be our keynote speaker.
I need the clicker. That's the top one, right? Is the first one on? I want to first add my welcome to the new faculty and staff, thank the visitors from the district and the board. I got to participate in the hiring process for many of you, and hiring good people is the privilege of this office. It's the most exciting thing I do other than graduation itself when we shake hands to students who have completed their work here. I want to congratulate those who have achieved tenure. I want to thank those who are helping with the service learning, where students learn to apply what they're learning and giving back to our community. Colleges are really a people place. You watched people flash across these screens and saw them during the introductions. It does take a village, a team of diverse individuals doing a wide variety of tasks to make a college work. We are indebted to each of you. You maintain our buildings and our grounds. You process paperwork, tons of it. You answer 1 million questions before a student ever stops or sets foot in a classroom. You greet, you guide, you encourage, you coach. You assist so many ways with friendly smiles, patient kindness, and the Rustler spirit. You put on events and hold parties and help us celebrate. You make college life so much more than just coming to class or coming to the library or whatever. You make it complete. You round it out. We sum it up by the catchphrase, oceans of opportunities. And you in this room, you make that happen. And there are teachable moments. And teachable moments occur in and out of a classroom. We are all teachers, learners, educators, role models, people who treat each other with kindness, respect, dignity, and grace. You welcome our students and help them get ready to learn. And I thank you. You are the heart of Rustler Spirit. Today, I want to share with you an idea from my heart that may help us together make this the best year yet. And I want to start with an analogy. Is this glass half empty or half full? Okay, I know what our students would say. It's a trick question. Yet many of them would be equally quick to argue their point of view is the correct answer. We know it's a question of perception. No right answer. Can't prove which it is. Both views are correct. And each has a price. I think the half full, half empty question is related to a set of viewpoints which have impact on our shared success or lack thereof this academic year. That's why I want to take a few moments to explore with you this question. I know that the half full, half empty is a simple way of saying optimist or pessimist. However, I think we've already all concluded that both views serve us well. They're situational. I was sharing with the managers the other day that in my first year as president, I was the supreme optimist. I didn't say no very much. In fact, I have a wooden sign on my desk that has carved in it the word yes, and it doesn't have no on the other side. But then the ending balance of a $48 million budget turned out to be $24,000. That was a bit scary for a full glass person. Our glass was close to empty. So we modified this always say yes strategy to a more reflective approach. Since that time, we've had healthier ending balances. Now, planning and budget gets to recommend one-time expenditures from last year's ending balance. In that following year, it's sort of delayed gratification. Save it one year, spend it one time, items the next. But today we're not going to talk about budgets. In fact, we're really talking about resources. Clearly, half full, half empty is a perception. Since it could be half full or half empty, we're stuck with a dilemma. How do we resolve the question? Since it's a matter of perception, changing our viewpoint about the problem may help. Refill the glass, stupid. Yet, how do we refill the glass? With a pitcher, of course. The pitcher brings me directly to the topic that I want to talk to you about. And it's not ironically, it's not about putting more money in the pitcher. That isn't going to happen. That's not what I want to focus on today. I want to talk about a far more important resource. I want to talk about us, our internal glass, the one inside of us that we bring with us to work every day. How do we adjust from half empty to full? How do we lift our spirits and change our moods, move from sad to glad, from empty to resourceful, from gloom to glow, from apathy to passion? How do we recapture zeal and zest and gusto, delight, and associate those words with our work here? I know I'm treading on some shaky ground here, talking about feelings, emotions, attitudes, and the like. There might even be a neon sign flashing inside you right now, there is in me, that says, beware, danger, you're entering the touchy-feely zone of human emotions. Run while you can. Believe me when I tell you, this is a scary zone for me as well. Somewhat unfamiliar territory for a guy who scores high on being overly analytical. As president, I often have people ask questions about this job, about how difficult it must be during these times of ongoing cutbacks. They'll say something about, I don't know how you do it or why. Quite often, they'll share their own feelings with me about low campus morale, increasing distrust. They too will reflect on the bad budgets, program cuts, the talk about how everyone feels like they have too much work, too many changes, too many meetings, too many emails, too many students, too many papers to grade, and too many students wanting appointments or services or tutoring or accommodation, too little time. And so it is natural to start feeling a bit gloomy or sad, distrustful, empathy, or apathetic. They know times are tough and getting tougher, and I know it as well. There's deep sadness in taking apart what we've all worked so hard to build. Oceans of opportunity are frayed, and there's a temptation, sometimes daily, to let pessimism win. It's resigning ourselves to the idea that the glass will always be half full or moving to empty, forgetting that we can do something about this mood. We forget it's our picture. We own it. We have some choice around what we put in the pitcher and how we pour it in the glass. So let me share with you what I'm working on in putting in my pitcher. It's a new strategy for me, and I only get it right some of the time. Gratitude. I'm working to fill the pitcher with what I'm thankful for. Let me share some items from my list. The people you saw scrolling in those pictures up there all morning are on my list. People who put on the Halloween party on their own. Mark Craig for starting the Coffee Break Thursdays. People who helped the back-to-school barbecue in August. People who put on scholarships nights and awards. People who donated those awards. People who worked on CurricuNet this summer and went to trainings. People in the district who support our work in the background. Coaches who work with athletes, artists who work with artists, people who helped with graduation, people who volunteered for Science Olympiad, people who turned board items in on time. I got that in, Christina, eh? People who created the new transfer degrees. People who cleaned up after chefs for scholarships. People who helped get my kids through this college. And my list goes on and on. Each day, there's an opportunity to add new people. And when I remember to say thank you personally, it doesn't take them out of my picture. It may even put something in theirs. I know this sounds a bit corny. It's not very tight intellectually, and that bothers me a bit. I feel a little uncomfortable sharing this strategy so openly and widely from my heart. However, I'm sharing it because I'm finding that it works for me. I don't know how or why, but when I become more aware of gratitude I feel towards the people I work with, then I feel better. And when I express that appreciation, well, they may feel better too. So instead of fretting about the glass half empty or half full, there's some reassurance accepting that I own the pitcher and that I can fill that pitcher with gratitude or sour grapes. And I've done both from time to time. I don't get it right all the time, but remembering that I have choices around what I put in the pitcher and how I pour the glass, that provides me a framework for change. I'm learning that I can have a positive influence and pour a glass of zeal, excitement, passion, and gusto. And when that happens, it can be infectious. It can spread through classrooms, committee meetings, teams, counseling sessions, at the water cooler, in emails, throughout the college life. Think about it. Each of us could fill our glass with appreciation and gratitude for people like these. People who do honorable work every day. People who touch our lives of students and they are forever different. People who instill hope in those who have already lost it. People who go out of their way to help students when something they don't understand. People who answer the same question for the millionth time with a smile. People who fill out the same form for the 50th time with the same care they gave the first. People who clean up someone else's mess instead of leaving it for someone else. People who write a note of encouragement to a colleague. People who volunteer to serve on committees. People who help in a variety of college events. People who pick up a piece of trash thinking no one noticed. People who help another office even when their desks are full. Student athletes that transfer. The gratitude list goes on. This idea is nothing new. You saw it in the slides, on people's faces, people enjoying the moment and each other. And that's what we have here. Rustler spirit. We see it happen every day. We'll see it out by the gelato machine. We'll see it in the art gallery after this. All I'm suggesting is that we grow gratitude wherever we are, to be grateful for what we have and share our appreciation with others every day in a mindful way. This small, deliberate act of gratitude creates a growing sense of appreciation. Appreciation breeds a safer community where risk-taking is honored. And risk-taking breeds both failure and success. And success and failure build courage and confidence. These are the qualities of character that we'll need to have a successful year. We will need a full glass approach to be successful in the tasks ahead of us. Tasks like helping to work to ensure quality teaching and classroom learning. A successful bond campaign, off hours, of course. A successful implementation of both CurricuNet and DegreeWorks. Completing program review and student learning outcomes. Success on the tax initiative at the state level for our additional funding. A successful site visit with our accrediting team. There's a lot of work to do this year. And with a happy heart, well, maybe better. But I know that all of these tasks require much more than a happy heart, a smiley face, or an upbeat mood. They take a willingness to do the work. However, that should be evident from the slides that we've watched all morning, that we have the right team here. We do get stuff done. We're rustlers. We do good work. Sharing our appreciation, goodwill, and attitude can help us up our game. It will make coming to work, even when the work's piled high, something we gladly do for our students. Remember when I said we're all teachers in one way or another? I want you to remember that when you watch this closing video, that we all have opportunities every day to make a difference in a student's life.
This song is for those who inspire us today, who always lend a helping hand to help show us the way. This song is for those who see their students through the tough times in their lives. For that we say thank you. You have made a difference. You have shaped our minds. You have changed the world, one child at a time. You have always been there in everything you do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. This song is for those who heard the silent cries, who stepped in to wipe the tears from the children's eyes. For those who gave us a safe place to grow, a place for us to call our home. Forever we will know that you have made a difference. You have shaped our minds. You have changed the world, one child at a time. You have always been there in everything you do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. This song is for those who taught us right from wrong, who taught us much more than their craft to help our minds grow strong. This song is for those who guide us through and through, so that we can make a life. For that we say thank you. You have made a difference. You have shaped our minds. You have changed the world, one child at a time. You have always been there in everything you do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. As I look back on my life and to the path within my reach, I hope I can change the life of those that I teach. I can make a difference. All I do is try to see a different world through the children's eyes, and I will always be there.
You know, I appreciate the opportunity to serve you as your president, to work in this district where we have so many good people. I thank you and wish you only the best of years this year. Now let's take an hour to sample some gelato and feel vibrant and talk with each other. Oops, there's the gelato cart. So it's right out that direction.